Imagine a world where every effort creates lasting impact. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, it's time to turn that dream into reality. Welcome to the Global Community Engagement Forum, your gateway to becoming a true changemaker. Think about the power of one community leader. That's you. Now, imagine harnessing that power on a global scale, alongside like-minded individuals who are just as passionate and driven. The possibilities are endless. This forum isn't just another meeting. It's a mission to engage, empower, and elevate communities all around the world. You'll gain insights from global partners, learn impactful training sessions, and discover innovative business development strategies. But more importantly, you'll be prepared to make a real difference. You'll be equipped with the tools, knowledge, and network to transform your community and inspire others to do the same. Picture yourself leading initiatives that tackle pressing issues, creating programs that uplift your neighbors, and driving sustainable growth in your area. This isn't just about making small changes. It's about sparking a movement. Now you might be wondering, how do I get started? It's simple. Join the Global Community Engagement Forum. Connect with passionate leaders from all corners of the globe. Share your experiences, learn from others, and start building a brighter future. By participating, you're not just attending an event, you're becoming part of a global mission. A mission dedicated to making the world a better place, one community at a time. So what are you waiting for? The world needs leaders like you. Leaders who dare to dream big, act boldly, and inspire others. The Global Community Engagement Forum is your platform to do just that. Join us and let's make a difference together. Because when communities thrive, the world thrives. Thank you for listening, community. Dude, let's get out there and change the world. See you at the forum.
See you at the forum, man. Want to thank God again for another beautiful day. I want to say bless you, man, and be the one to look at the world intimate femicides and begin to turn your back on it. Again, we are celebrating our second anniversary coming up probably in May, and I want to keep thanking God. A second anniversary in being legalized here in the state, and then 5 years of engagement on social media. It's actually a kind of time that we want to say thank God for the time, thank God for giving us, the grace to go through. And it is the grace of God. It's not by my power that I'm so powerless. I'm not even having the opportunity to do it. God didn't give me the strength. And so, as we celebrate, we want to encourage, we're sending up a calendar of events and speakers and people who are going to be taking part in the long week long event and on the 30th of May, the from the 26th to the 30th. Actually, kick off from the 5th, which is the day that we actually were signed in as a registered institution in the state, and making us 2 years. I think it is a step forward, and we want to believe God for being vigilant. And 5 years we've been on the social media, and we have not received support from people like others who tickle their clothes, man. And well, they get so much followers because that's what people want to see. They don't want education, they don't want the facts. But do we stop there? What caused us to keep? Because of the passion, not because of people. And I want to encourage somebody on that. Where we are today is not about how many persons want to support you. It's about what is inside of you that you want to change in your society. And that's what we all about. We are not, I'm not concerned, we are not morally concerned about being excited to impress people about who we are. We're not running competition with nobody. We are who we are. And I want to continue to say to those of us who are privileged, probably you have the privilege, probably the opportunity to be part of what we're doing. Well, you're welcome. And we say to everyone, this is where we can feed the presence of our engagement with our communities. And I think it is an opportunity for us to be very much conscientized about who we say we are. It's not just about, well, look at I wake up in the morning, I want to be like Jarvis. Jarvis, please teach me to be like you. It's not just about that. It's about, well, Jarvis, how did you made it up here? What caused you? What vigilant? You so kind of excited about what you're doing. What makes you excited? Sometimes you gotta ask the guy, because you can't be decided. You can't do what I'm doing here on Facebook, social media, for the past years, and even volunteering or doing it, carrying food to pantry, and walking down on the street to people and giving them food, working and having consultancy with other people to make things happen for other communities. So this is not about just when you run competition, when it's not advisable to run competition, because you have something inside of you that you have to produce. It's not the pictures on the wall. It's not all the private impression about, oh, I got this certificate. I've been recognized by these people. But no, it's not all about that. It's about the practical works. Why God called you. What are you talking about? Are you centered on the people? And I wrote in Human Right for Children, a very kind of attractive book that is going to help the kids to realize human rights is an entitlement to every individual. But that right go with responsibilities. It's not just your right, but your responsibility. And it's going to open the eyes. It's essence of human rights. It's all about, well, okay, you're right. Your responsibilities. You're right. Your responsibility. And then we get back on track, man. Let go for a little kind of.
She smiled in the daylight, crying in the dark, living with bruises hidden in her heart. Love should never feel like fear. No woman should disappear. Behind closed doors, silent screams, broken promises, shattered dreams. We hear the voices.
The campaign against intimate femicide is a call to action to end violence against women and girls in all its forms. Intimate femicide, the killing of women by intimate partners, is a serious human rights violation that must be confronted with urgency, responsibility, and collective action. We call on men to choose life, restraint, and responsibility. When conflict arises, walk away, seek help, and de-escalate. Violence is never a solution. We call on families to be mindful of warning signs, unhealthy conflicts, and harmful behaviors, and to intervene early through dialogue, counseling, and support.
She smiled in the daylight, cried in the dark. She smiled in the daylight, she smiled in the daylight, she smiled in the daylight. She smiled in the daylight. She smiled in the daylight. She smiled in the daylight.
And I want to encourage those of us who are up there. And actually, it's one of our top program. We are consulting. We are looking for our fiscal partners who are going to be supporting this initiative. And we want to encourage those of us who it's a pandemic. If you look on the screen, you see the how to call it alignment data there. How good women are taking part a day, their life no more, only because somebody have choose to take their life. What are we saying as civil society leaders? In our communities, we want to raise awareness to all the women, to all the men, especially our men, our male our guys. Stop intimate femicides. It's a global epidemic. Yes, 50,000 women and girls are killed by intimate partners or family member worldwide. It's alarming. It's alarming. That is in 2024. This represents about 60% of all female homicide victims globally. It's an epidemic. But we don't have education. We don't think about that. We stay going around. I was looking at another girl who was beaten by her husband. By her fiance. Probably the bruises, a big mark on her face came on Facebook. But the next time we saw her again. So intimate femicide, yes, it caused by the fails of the spouse or the husband, maybe the former guy, not satisfied with the relationship. The relationship will fall into something, and it starts from domestic violence. This epidemic is very big. It's a crowd. This is why when we launched in December 10, which was Human Rights Day, that program was launched right here in Trenton, New Jersey. And I want to say to all of us, we don't care about what all you think, you support. This is a vision. This is a passion. And I always tell people, go on Facebook and see what is being supported as compared to what is not supported. Been here 5 years. We are going to our second anniversary since we've been established as a full-fledged legal institution. But I'm saying this to say, if you have a passion for something, support will come. If it doesn't, don't quit. Many of us quit because people don't support us, people don't validate what we're doing. Don't worry about people validation. Passion is not about validation. There are people that around me, closer to me, don't support me. It doesn't matter. They decide what to do. But my concern about what God had told me to do, that's what I do. Or what my mind is driving me, what your passion is driving you to do. You see, the impressions of people when it comes to nonprofit in the world, we need to begin to understand that, especially from the community engagement level, when we talk about a new generation of civil society, we mean, a civil society that stands for what it stands for. A civil society that say, well, look, this is what we believe. We need to take initiative and do what we're supposed to do for our communities. And it doesn't happen from the blue sky. It happens from human being, from men, from us, from our communities level, from pastors on the pulpit. In order for us to stop intimate femicides, we must take the initiative as civil society leaders. We are celebrating. We have a long list of probably different activities, different speakers who will be talking about some things. All the topic, women, children. We're talking about men and the driving force to a new generation. Peace can never come to a nation of the people. And to promote my books, on what we are doing as regards to the current situation, as regards to how we feel about the essence, the reason for human rights, the reason our forefathers is right in the little version, the second book of their human right for children is being simplified from grade 1 to grade 6, grade 5, grade 4. Even 7 can read it, but it's that simple. Why you think so? Because we want to get it down to the little kids. You can see the pictures, the mental pictures about how they can share together, the responsibility to hold. See the next person's life to be very essential. That's the essence of human rights. Seeing the next generation, seeing the next woman that is next out to you, you lie down on the bed, you got eat some cookies, enjoy your life for many days You kiss her. You guys, there's some good things, but yet you are a man. And at the end of the day, she decide, no, I don't like you again. Or probably she start to play some games. What is and what should be our responsibility as men? Is to walk out, read my book, the code of my story. It's better to walk out. It's better to say, well, I'm not going to enter in this relationship to die or to do something than for you to do something against your will. Now, if we see the example just this week, a pretty woman of God preaching for the kingdom. After the Easter Sunday, the Resurrection Sunday, she went home and her life was taken by her own person, her own husband. Look, if you read the Bible, I don't know about you, we got too much violence in the world today. Why should we take the life of another person who we lie down and we have good enjoyment, sex, enough for years? We were hawking together. And one day we just say, okay, I gotta take this girl life because she bluffing me because my something cannot work again. And so she lied down, she take all her clothes. I look at her and for me to test her, she killed me. And there's a different God I saw in the church or somewhere and they're doing something to her. So I just gonna take that. I would take this advantage. I don't want to see her in my life again. Let her go. Let her go. So intimate femicide is a crime, yes. It's type from domestic violence. What it does against children. The effects of intimate femicide, if a woman have 5 children, even if those guys are big or they are left at home, you left trauma in their minds as a father. Or else, when you walk away, you are bringing peace in instead of chaos. Because you don't know whether you can come back together or probably you don't know whether that person can be a great person. They got promising future. Leave them alone with their conscience. Let them work on their life. Let them go ahead and do what they want to do. God didn't bring you into this world for that person. No, he brought you into the world to achieve your goal, your purpose. Sometimes people go to the edge of the grave because of one person. And then we'll talk about the marriage destiny. Sometimes those things happen spiritually. It comes from those of us who have the spirit of discernment. Sometimes it comes from the family background. It could be something that is traced. When you see a woman in a hotel with a boyfriend or with the driver of a husband, and then, well, she look in the face of her husband and say, well, you can't do this thing to me. Well, this guy, I like him because he really satisfied me in the bed. That is her trench. That is what she have gotten used to. So walk away. She's not born to die with you. No. The word of God says in the book, right there, those of us who are good Christians, who teach biblical education, the principles of the foundation of the truth should not be mixed code. Go back to the scripture in Matthew chapter 19. Jesus Christ expressly told the entire, close the book right there, because of the highness of their hearts. But if you divorce them, well, give them certificate of divorce. But if for this reason, what reason? If they be caught in the very act, what act? Going to bed with another person and being caught. Walk away. You don't have to take their life. That is why. The question to all of us, whether you caught them or not, their actions proved who they are, what they're doing. In our contemporary time, we don't teach to say go and open the door on them. You see them, then you divorce them. No, you can see the sound. The woman is telling you, no, you're no longer going to touch me again. Because you are XYZ, or probably and somebody else loved me, man. I found somebody who loved me more than you. They are caught the bottom, the curtain right there. You have been caught in the bed by saying it, the actions. So you don't have to go and open the door and say, yeah, I saw you, so I'm going to divorce you. The reason many of our people going to the early grave because of just simple thing, walking away. Simple. You're not owing anybody questions or probably answers to something that, well, you were wearing the shoes. It was you that carried the pins. Man, the question you got to God and yourself, your conscience, your purpose, your ambitions in life. I don't have question. I don't have any answer to any man concerning when it comes to where we're taking the community engagement or where we're taking what we are doing. We have question to God and to our conscience. So we don't impress people, and it's very better to say to your wife, look, man, or your spouse, look, you know why? I love you, but look, let's cut this. Let's stop right here. It's better for you to say that. Let's stop. You know why we're stopping right here, my friend? Because I see that you have disturbed my mind. I was watching, I grieve for this guy. This guy was tearing his clothes because he went in the very hotel right there. He was so much disturbed. Why should you get to that place? As a man, if he had arm, he would have killed a guy. Both of them. And just because at that point, it's like you are trembling to see your wife. Don't get into relationship. Don't get into marriage. You can be having some stuff you want to do according to what you feel. Don't get married. If you know that you are a woman who like to go to bed 5 times a day, or maybe the whole week, or probably you want something that is going to satisfy you until you feel pain. Some of you guys said that. Then don't get married to a man who don't make you to feel pain. It's better for you to be on that side, enjoy your life, than for you to get into a man's life who feel, well, okay, I can satisfy you. I like you, man. Like do some, like they have some time together, and you just don't want to go along with him because you got somebody who will satisfy you, but this person never marry you. I want us to be conscientized. When you read my book, Human Rights, the essence of human rights, there's something called responsibility on every family. What do you want from your husband that you can get from him that you want that you have to go to another guy who will give you it in the absence of this your husband, so that you could be coming to him and sycophantically say, "Oh, I love you, man," rubbing his neck. You know, I love you, the only guy. It's hurtful, but let's walk away from that. Read my book. The core of my story is to encourage us, man. It's to give us hope. See where I'm going with what God called me to do. I'm drawing a lot of great people, and I don't want to explain this here. I know what God is pouring into my spirit. I know the kind of people that God is drawing to me. I know what God called me for. Your purpose is about you. Your dream is about you. You can have a big thing today. Tomorrow, the same people, at 4 years, I can say I'm going to get bag of rice every month to these people. By the time you stop giving the bag of rice, they don't count it again anymore. They don't have time for you, well, because the bag of rice is not coming again, right? That's how life look like. But should it be like that? Well, it left with a conscience. Your children cannot do it to you. They might think, oh, no, my daddy loved me. I know how great my daddy is. The sacrifices some of us made and will continue to make. Many men and women in this country and in the world have never made those impact since they came to America. So let your life show evidence. It's not about impressing people. It's not about validation. I tell people, I say, I don't want to be validated by men if they don't. What I write, what I'm writing is the fact. I can defend everything I write in my books because that's what I've experienced. That's what I know. The principles, the principle of diplomacy, the multi-vector diplomacy that we're talking about. Engaging with Nigeria, engaging with, look, when we go to confirm our ambassadors, we are confirming people who are prepared and ready to make their community a change place. Not people who are perceiving something, that they don't have the passion to do what they think they're supposed to do as a nation. A new generation of leaders. Liberians, the same thing. Whatever God is saying to us, no man can change it. No man. Whatever God has poured into me, only I who hear Jarvis can make it happen, even if people don't support. That's what since 5 years. We've been engaging here on Facebook. We have not closed consistently until we got the legal aspect right. We are getting our fiscal sponsors. We are looking for people who will support these projects. It is you who will make you. Your purpose is about you. So that woman that is lying down beside you for years, that have decided to lay down on the right side or whatever side she want to lay and find somebody else, well, that she love more than you, even though you went to the throne, or maybe decide not to find somebody, but just treat you like somebody who, well, is nothing. Walk away simply. I don't, sometimes people want to know more about it. The reason why I don't talk, and I'm never going to talk about the relationship I'm in. If you read my book, it's clear. My focus is not about, well, what I passed behind me. I've finished and I'm not going back. You see, the problem is not about, sometimes I can say it's not about the man or the woman. It's about how you think. Even if you came from a background in your lineage where your grandfather was a polygamist as a man, and you came to Christ, all of us have this nature to be, you see a woman, you see a wife. Every man sees a woman to be their wife. See the woman to be the next opposite sex. No matter how spiritual you are. But it's depends on your resistance. It depends on your focus. It depends what you want. It comes in the brain. It turns you upside down. Women know about that. So all we need to do to walk away from a relationship, you don't have to destroy this good woman life. And I grieve for this guy. A woman preaching, a very wife, your wife is preaching. I agree. I don't know the situation as alleged. But no matter nothing shall make you to destroy a woman's life who have bring forth children for you. You don't know what you separation. You don't know whether you're going to go back, or you don't know how good that woman is going to be to herself and to another generation. You don't know how good that man is going to be. Forget about one another. Be able to solve the problem if you don't ever walk away from that home and be peaceful. Coexist as a man. Intimate femicide is a epidemic. Liberians quite recently, more than 2-3, destroyed their fiancés, took them back to the early grave. Young and promising woman, just 31 years old. 3 years ago, another guy, pastor, a man of God, was being pushed to the wall because of child support and all these things that go on in the West. That, look, you got to be responsible to pay this woman damage. Some of the guys, some of the women are very dangerous. I was listening to one of the guys who brought this girl here. Well, gathered advice from one of the friends that when you push this guy into deporting, then of course you can take his property. She agreed to do that. She went back to cry to him after the result bounced back on her. He walked away. I saw guys in a hotel. If they had guns, the way I saw him, use it on this guy. Because sometimes some of the women push us to the wall. I can remember a night and I said, God, if there was a place right here open, I would go in it. I said it because at the time I was vexed, right? But I recollected my mind and say, I better walk. It was like walking away from it. But I was saying, Lord, there's popping here, man. I don't think that this is what you told us when we went to the throne of grace. So walk away from a woman, no matter how beautiful, no matter how you love her, no matter how much you invest into her. Walk away from her life. You are better than her. You got big things ahead of you. Walk away from that man's life. No matter how much he has or how much time he carry you to knock you in a room and make you happy. No matter how big and whatever you think about his whatever that you think that this is what I like this guy for. Your life is more precious than that thing. Because tomorrow, if you leave him, you got better days ahead of you. Bigger than laying down on the bed to a man that don't love you. Beating you all the time and bruises all on your face. Still go back again. You go back again. 550,000 women and girls were killed, were destroyed, life was destroyed in 2024. Globally. But see the life, 50,000. See how many women we lost as a result of intimate femicides. Sometimes we laughing, our friends, our girlfriends, and we together drinking, laughing. The same girlfriend you guys together laughing is calling your husband and telling him, my friend, your wife is in a hotel with another guy. Giving information to your husband. They are your friends because you decide to be equally yoked with them. The world is wicked. We must be able to be responsible. Human rights is an entitlement to every individual. When I speak about human rights, I speak about the dignity of every person. One day, maybe you having something probably going to pass. Okay, as a husband and wife. Everything you do in life, remember, one day is just an event. It's just something that will happen today. When you walk away from that thing, you got many days because you have a goal. You have a principles. So it's not about that day that you saw that man. He could be the more handsome guy. He could be the more brilliant, or maybe you guys stay together and you don't want to lose him. So, but then at the same time, you also stay out there looking for something else. Sometimes I have to close my eyes and say, God, I don't know what's going into women, especially not all the women. But it can be grievous to see a woman saying, I don't know what come over me. And so not all the men, some of us, like the other guy who was in the same 2-3 years, I think it goes somewhere in the state. While they were pursuing him, he killed himself. But he have taken his life of his wife because he suffered for her, brought her to, from Nigeria to America. Build her up, send her to medical school. And at the end of the day, probably she says, well, okay, I don't have time for you, man. You older man. But he was not an older guy. He was your type when he was struggling. My friend, whether you struggle or not, leave it with God. When I say leave it with God means walk away. You have a better future. Even if your age is going out of the calendar, you still have a dairy. She still have a future. Leave her alone. Walk away from her. Because it affected children. Traumatized them. When we think about the late Osinichi, two of them. He took his wife's life, left all the children. The children will have to go to strangers, to families to live. Caregiver. Now they have to be moving from place to place. Their dad took the life of the mother. That's a traumatized situation that we'll never forget. So why can you walk away as a man? Why can you say to yourself? And the reason why many women are listening to some of the guys up here, they rather listening to fabricated things, things that is not read educative. So into those things than those things that are educative. Why? Because that is where the mind goes. And so that's what's happening in society. How can we raise that? How can we prioritize this kind of education that people carry on Facebook? Help you to what? To reconnect yourself to your real self. Because let's agree that you're always listening to friends, the way they talk on Facebook, how they dress, how they like to satisfy their husband. They like people who have big borders, okay, border and all these kind of things. They like it. They like to go to bed and enjoy, which is good because you got to enjoy yourself in bed. But it is not the priority that you as a woman must prioritize. We need to educate our children with good things. And that's why those books are talking about. Those books address a very sensitive thing with questions and answers and things that we can learn and grow. How many people that want to teach you, to educate you, for you to be a better child or a woman who will treat her husband right, to avoid this thing called intimate femicide? Not all the men can walk away. But our advice to all the men, if you read my book, The Code of My Story, is good for us. At the end of that book, you will read about how do you walk away. And I want to encourage us because we are taking good women's life only because of the sex. We enjoy them and we don't want for another guy to enjoy them because sometimes like the guy Samuel Jackson, all these people that are having this problem today. Even if the woman's sick and she had problem, it is the way we take care of them. Women are very easy to take care of. They are not hard to talk to. Sometimes we men, we create the avenue where our wife leave us. You as a man, if you know you can't satisfy a young girl and you have to test her, know whether you guys are compatible. If you know you can't satisfy her, don't go in your life because she will frustrate you. She used to getting good sex maybe 24 hours. Why would you go in your life? She told you. Maybe you're mad if you see people are not very open to one another. It's destroying the fabrics of our society for women's life to be taken only because, well, I'm not satisfied. I spent all my money. I wasted the years and I saw her with a guy in the church. Or probably my wife is talking with too much guy in the church, as alleged, or probably something that happens in the bed. And well, she said, you're not touching me. You're not touching the panties tonight. I'm closing my legs on you. I'm putting iron pants in on. And when you wake up in the night and look at her boobs and say, wow, oh my God, my wife is lying down here and I don't touch her. Walk away from that. Walk away from that. When you see that's happening to you as a man, it's painful for a wife or a woman to lie down before you, especially if that woman is a bride and having a good shape and everything fine. You will lie down and grieve many nights. It's painful, yes, I agree. But you can walk away from it as a man. Because you don't want for the next guy to enjoy her. So then you say, no, since I lose, nobody will enjoy you. That is the conclusion of many men. And once you start coming to that conclusion, that is where it from domestic violence now, it gone to that place called intimate femicide. One day you're going to wake up and some guys, women are young girls, life have been taken. Sometimes homicide are committed and you not know whether it was his husband or wife. Sometimes it committed somewhere. Sometimes people pay people as alleged to do it. Sometimes it happen, people you just find somebody in the car after 2-3 days. And when you find out it was a shot, border shot or something. And I pray for somebody, I pray for people all the time. Walk away. Especially in a place where you can just go right there and bow the arm and say, Lord, I'm coming. Stop intimate femicide. I was listening to our president and the president of America. I'm not America, I'm in Liberia. And what I saw, they won, I think 162 executive order, which was very good for all of us. It helped us to understand the kind of leadership we are in. It also gave the opposition anybody to make those statements and to just say, well, they just think that is a kind of government that is just going to open up where you can just buy an arm and come into the country. Because it's dangerous. It's something that it doesn't have respect for anybody. A little child can hold an arm and your own child can hold it in the hand like this, and you will start backing them. Stop intimate femicides. Stop intimate femicides. It's epidemic. It is not something for us to embrace. Walk away from it because it doesn't help us. It degrades us. It doesn't make us to really achieve whatever we think we're supposed to achieve. When we walk away from intimate femicides and understand as a human being that this is something that I can do to my wife or to this person I've been having some sex and good time with for some time, we've been kissing, enjoying our lives. Why would I hate her now? Or why should I hate her now because she hit me? Well, not all the men would think about that, but that should be the case. It's better than for us to take the life of a precious woman or human being only because, well, of the indifferences of lying to bed or maybe something that you feel was not going right. I beg of you, it is time for us to deliver ourselves from that situation, that pain, that situation.
She smiled in the daylight.
The smile in the daylight. And then the cry in the night, in the darkness. Smile. There are bruises all over the face. Never.
No woman should disappear.
She cries in the night. So, every time we see a woman cry,
The campaign against intimate femicide is a call to action to end violence against women and girls in all its forms. Intimate femicide, the killing of women by intimate partners, is a serious human rights violation that must be confronted with urgency, responsibility, and collective action. We call on men to choose life, restraint, and responsibility. When conflict arises, walk away, seek help, and de-escalate. Violence is never a solution. We call on families to be mindful of warning signs, unhealthy conflicts, and harmful behaviors, and to intervene early through dialogue, counseling, and support.
So you see, smile in the daylight. Many of our women, our girls, they smile in the daylight. They see them, they're smiling. Cried in the night. I mean, smile in the day. In the night, they cry. This is epidemic. It starts from our domestic violence. And I'm not going to advise even my daughter to be in a toxic relationship or grieving relationship. Even if you are married, walk away. Marriage is not tied. When the Bible speaks, I'm a very vigilant pastor, the man of God, who believe in the Bible principles and the foundation of what God says, not against what God says. God did not say take the life of your wife because she's walk away from you, she abstain from you. He did not say that. So when you go back to Genesis and see what happened to us, a man cannot be alone. But When we come together, it means it's a good thing when a man find a wife. The same way is good. You do not carry it to the grave. He said, love your wife. Love is beyond. That means if anything comes in, when you walk away, that love. You see, the problem with the word forgiveness and people, the misconception of forgiveness, which we have to be defining, is just not about, well, okay, going back in the person's life. That is not forgiveness. That is not forgiveness alone. Forgiveness means walking away. It's one of the main, in fact, it's better than to go back in the life of a person who probably may repeat it again, and then you might, the next one, maybe you're not going to be here. They're going to take you to your end of grave. And I was listening to a guy, I can remember this lady took, I think, Bruce water or something like that, wasted in the eye. He's blind. She ran away for some time. She been out there. And then, well, all of a sudden we saw somewhere appearing after she ran away from the case. I don't know where she went. And he is saying, well, he's a pastor, and he's saying, well, forgiveness. Are you serious? That is not the indicator just about forgiveness. You see, if you read my book, Why the Forgiveness, you will say, wow. And that is the reality of forgiveness. That is the fact about forgiveness. Those are the principles. Forgiveness is not about going back. Forgiving a person means that you don't want to pay debt. That means you keep carrying a grudge. You don't help them. Nothing you want for them because, well, of the problem. So forgiveness is not just, well, I'm going to go back in the life of this man or I'm going to go back in the life of this woman. That means forgiveness. No, you turn into your death. It's like the guy who, well, I have a reference. I mean, his soul rest in peace. A pastor who, well, because of the international connection, would need $50 US you send for somebody. Then, well, they left their home because they were tormented by their wife. And as the story went on, as alleged that this guy in Africa, well, okay, agreed because the foreign board have threatened him that if you don't go back in your life, we don't support those kind of things. If you don't go back in the life of this woman, man, if you don't go back home, we're not going to send you the $50 US. God forbid. Even if you're sending $500 to me, I will tell you, look, you know what happened? The God that I serve is greater than you. You are man. You are not God. My life is more precious. The moment he went back, just 2 months, 3 months, he was gone. Who he would blame? You think you would blame God? No. You see, the problem of wisdom, the problem of a human being is that they use the scripture to lie because the scripture did not say that. They use just a phrase of a scripture, reference, one verse. So when you go down back to and read, this is not my preaching time, but I want you to go back and read. We are not a religion. We are an organization. Christianity is a relationship. It's not a religion. And as a human, beside being probably a Christian or maybe whatever denomination you find yourself, when it comes to human rights, it's right there. It's enshrined into the Declaration of Human Rights. So if you respect this person, the Bible declares more than 100 scripture is basically human rights. That's why we prioritize the teaching of the Martin Luther King Jr. Legacy Institute. You cannot leave this world without a legacy. A legacy is a mark. And that mark must be a good mark. People can say something bad about you, oh, there, you don't want to support us, you don't want to do this, or anywhere they can call your name. But one thing they can't take away from you is your integrity and what you stand for. As a man, in your home, in your relationship, be the man you are. Be the man you are. 50,000 women you have left taken in 2024. It's so alarming. One woman is killed every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes. About 60% of female murdered happen in domestic or intimate relationship. Can you imagine that? It's alarming. And we can stop it. We can raise awareness. There are ways that we're going to be talking more about it by the time we attract. I tell people, if you don't attract donors or maybe to sponsor your program, you don't stop. You got to have a program that runs throughout as an organization. And that's why community engagement is a different institution. We are not one of the institutions that were donor funded, that were formed because of donors' money. That means if donor does not give us money, we close. Wherever we are doing Life Empowerment Network, it is not the case. The fact that we need money, we need to do whatever we want to do in order to achieve our goal. We are not an organization that were funded because we want money from donors only. No, we're funded because of passion, because we want to make a change in our society. My closing, we can do this together. During our anniversary week, probably this week and then next week and next month, the anniversary is from May 5th all the way to the end of the month. Different series of teaching, awareness, and at the end, we will be thinking about it, what is going to come up at the end of the month, especially the 30th. It might be in person and also virtual. I want to also invite people to this coming launching of our books because it's important. I want to encourage us. This is all about the work that all of us say that we are called to do. It is not me, and I'm just a man. I'm not alone. So join us as we continue to celebrate and continue to do the best we can to change our world. It's not me. It's not about, well, every time, when you speak about me, we speak about a man that believe in what I believe. I'm not coming to you because, well, of what you have. I'm here because I know what it means for a woman to suffer intimate femicides and leave her children, leave back all the things that she's supposed to do as a young woman. Some of them 37, some of them are in their 50s, some of them in their 30s, some of them just 20. Life is sticky because somebody feel that, well, I can't continue with you because you frustrate my life. I want to encourage you out there. I want to encourage you continuously. Join us in these different programs. If you want to be part of community engagement, I encourage you. Because it could be you that will save that woman that will be in that problem. You pastor, it could be you, it could be me. It could be you husband that is going to walk away from that relationship because, well, the way they treat you. I encourage you. I beg you, men, all over the world. We are better than what we think people think we are. I don't think taking away the life of a woman will have a profit. Will profit me. Or in jail, the one that is not sane, the one that is not counted homicide that you cannot see, God sees them. I want to encourage men all over the world. Join us. Because it is time for us to change that mentality. Either we walk away from the relationship, but do not carry it into your heart. Do not make it something that people will start to think that this guy came because he doesn't understand why God has placed him here on earth. And I want to encourage you, with all no doubt, that we have a reason to do what we are doing here. But if our reason is not justified, God is not going to reward us. We must do whatever God has called us to do. Because this is all about coordinating, raising awareness, walking away from that relationship as a man, as a husband, as a father, as a man who believes in himself or yourself to say, yes, I know that I have confidence in myself. I know that one day God is going to give me or reward me. Even though men have forsaken me, but I'm not going to destroy the life of this woman only because she didn't give me what I needed in bed. I want to remain here today and say to all of us, walk away from it. Walk away from it and let make a world a better place. Thank you. And follow us. Even tonight, we're going to be doing our life empowerment. And I want us to know that somebody needs deliverance. And you can be the person to help them. And read that thing. Walk away from your relationship.
Welcome to the Global Community Engagement Forum, your gateway to becoming a true change maker.